I do apologize. It was something on my end, an error that I made. But don't forget, Doggie Diamonds Don't Filter.com is the official website of Doggie Diamonds. Make sure you log on daily. The link is right below in the description box. On there, you can find all my social media pages. You might be able to catch episodes of this show and other shows that I do that you might have missed right on that website, as well as the audio version of the podcast. And did you hear about my $100 promo? So I'm going to give you some details real quick. Listen up. $100 promo deal. Listen, on this promo, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV. That's on the Insta Stories YouTube communities, the Threads accounts, the Facebook accounts, and the Twitter accounts for both platforms. I can promote whatever you need. As a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help bring awareness to your products. Just contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. And here we go. Let's go. All right. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I did something erroneously. It was my fault. My mistake. But I'm here. I'm here. My fault. And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
we're gonna have some dialogue tonight. One of the most triggering topics that I've seen in a little while. Make sure you hit the like button. I see the lights going up. As people file into the room, make sure you hit the like. If you are listening on a playback, make sure you like the video. All right, I can't waste no time. I ain't got no time. I love the beat. I like to let it play, but we ain't got no time. All right. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. Can y'all hear me loud and clear out there? Hopefully y'all can hear me loud and clear. I believe that you do. I hear myself through the microphone loud and clear. Hopefully y'all are loud and clear. Well, I'm loud and clear to y'all. So, okay. How do we get here? Right? So when we dealing with anything with hip hop, we wondering how do we get here? How do we get here? 50th anniversary of hip hop took place. And in this time of the 50th anniversary, it started a dialogue of who created hip hop, who started it. On record, you have the big three. No Diddy, because when we talk about one of them, but the big three. The big three, as you know it, as Bambaataa, Kool Herc, and Grandmaster Flash. Those are the three people that's credited for creating hip hop. First, it was Bambaataa. Growing up, I always heard that it was Bambaataa who started hip hop, and the other two came along in the same time frame because they was from different parts of the Bronx. Although Flash is not from the Bronx. Then with the Bambaataa controversy, he was moved out the way and they moved the piece from Bam to Herc. Herc became the forefather, the godfather. Then they say hip hop started on this day. And they give you this address where hip hop started at. Hip hop started on this day in this building in this party, as it was told to us. I never believed that. Me personally, I believe hip hop is older than 50. But I'm not 50, so I can't say when it started, because even if I was 50, I would be a baby, so I can't tell you when it started. I wouldn't have had an awareness of when it started, as your awareness only comes maybe about 3, 4, 5 years old. So, everybody's running with the hip hop 50. Me personally, I feel like it was commercialized. It's celebrations everywhere. People are doing different things. Hip hop 50 this, hip hop 50 that. It's commercialized. So now in the hip hop 50, you have different people speaking. You have different people speaking. Who's speaking now? Two individuals in hip hop who, for some reason, have a megaphone. They're always speaking, you know, one guy who was there for everything, that being Fat Joe. He has a story for everything. Sometimes it sounds embellished. Sometimes he might be right and exact. Then you have a guy, Busta Rhymes. Now, what's the big deal with them two? Busta Rhymes happened to be from Jamaican descent, or Jamaican. And then you have Fat Joe, who happens to be Puerto Rican. Then you have another aspect called Black American, which was formerly known as African American. Black American, African American is the same thing. Don't get it twisted. It's the same thing. It just went from people who feel like we are indigenous to this land and our African roots might be from the continent. And although some might feel like they never was from the continent, that is, you know, that's the study. But African American and Black American is now the new thing. We went from African American to Black American. So, hold on, I gotta sneeze. The sneeze is coming though, so just forgive me. So, the guys with the megaphone, Fat Joe says, hold on. Shucks. You know, you sneeze once, you sneeze twice. Another one is coming. I feel better now. So, you have Fat Joe saying, Puerto Ricans was there. Puerto Ricans created hip hop. 50-50, we created hip hop. We was there. And many people didn't like that. Puerto Rican individuals felt it was justified. Yes, we were there. Busta Rhymes boldly says,
Black people don't have no culture.
Black Americans don't have culture. They don't have no culture. Which is so erroneous because if black people don't have a culture in America, if Black Americans don't have a culture, did you get you being a part of the nation of gods and earth from Jamaica? Did you get you being a part of an alleged street organization from Jamaica? People want to know. So that is Black American culture. So to say something so bold like that, that we don't have a culture, I was offended by that. Now, in this live that I'm doing, I don't want to seem like I'm against any Puerto Rican men or women or any Jamaican men or women, because me, I'm not divisive. I do not differentiate. Sometimes when I see black, I just see black man, black woman. That's what I see. But that don't mean that that's what they see. See, how you feel don't mean people feel like that about you. So you can love whoever you love. That don't mean they love you. So saying a statement like that, it's not a term of endearment. That's not out of love. That's out of black people don't have a culture. So I'm saying, hold on. So we, black people, don't have nothing. And remember, black men and women range from the color of a brown paper bag all the way to what was be called blue black. Rock Israel, thank you for your super chat. I see you. Appreciate you. right? So they make these statements and they're going viral. Hip Hop 50 is here. My favorite producer is Jamaican. Pete Rock, my brother, my older brother, my big brother. Love Pete Rock. I emulated Pete Rock. If you heard any different, it's a lie. I emulated Pete Rock. I studied him, Jamaican. So with Pete and others, I would say when you hear people like Buster say that, if he's representing the Jamaican card, when he says that, you have to say, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, we feel like we had a stake in hip hop, but you can't say stuff like that because then they come down on all of us thinking that this is how Jamaicans think, because every time you see Buster talking, every time you see Fat Joe talking, they telling embellishing stories. They saying different things. Guru Roach, I appreciate you. That's the bro right there. So Hip Hop 50 is here. We arguing who started it, who created it. And people say, yo, this is a frivolous argument. No, it's not frivolous because you have people who created something. Then you have people who act like they was a part of the creation. And it could be dispelled and disproven that you wasn't. Yeah, were you included? Of course. Creating is not the same as helping. It's not the same. It's not the same. So, I want to present tonight, do some of my digging and do some of my research, because this is a research platform. I just don't sit here and shoot from the hip. I show you sources. Although people think this is celebrity gossip, this ain't celebrity gossip, because I like to show you a source of the information that I'm giving you. It's not what I feel. It's not what I think. It's not they said, he said, she said. It is source of information that I came up with. Because I got to research this. I am a journalist, okay? I like the research. So, if hip-hop is 50 years old, I feel like I'm not qualified to talk about something that predates me. So all I can do is research and come up with stuff, compare and contrast, and bring different people on the platform to speak on it. This is what we're going to do over the next couple of days. I'm going to work on getting different people on the platform and have them state their case. Because this is important. Became culture that everybody transcends everybody. In 70,000 years, they will say Eminem was the first rapper and the greatest rapper of all time if we don't stake our claim. Now, I want to say this, and I'm not talking about Puerto Ricans, and I'm not talking about Jamaicans, I'm not talking about anybody else. What I am talking about is it seems to me that everybody has an issue with Black American men and women. We've been called lazy. We've been called so many names. We don't want to work. We're ignorant. We get called all these things. We call all these things. I heard them. I hear them. I see it. And it's cap. Let's not forget who built this country. Who built this country? Whose blood, sweat, and tears built this country? Who did that? Who invented many things in this country? Who did that? Paul Mooney once said, everybody wants to be a nigger, but nobody wants to be a nigger. And that means everybody wants to be black when it's convenient to be black, when everybody is celebrating blackness and black this and black that. But then, when we got the foot on our back, everybody turn their head and say, hey, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. They don't say I'm Afro-Dominican, as we were saying, African-American. I'm Dominican. They believe that speaking a language makes them different. Even though they're speaking the language of their colonizer, but, you know. Anyway. So what I want to show you tonight is some of the things that I researched myself. And I want to cover two aspects of the culture, and I'm going to dig for more to show you. And shout out to the playback gang, everybody who watching on the playback. I want to show you the origins of rapping. And then I got another sneaky one I want to show you the origin of. So, we have an individual. Where are we? Where are we? We have an individual by the name of Pig Meat Markham. I can't play it for YouTube purposes, but I want you to look up Pig Meat Markham, spelled just like that. Here comes the judge. He is also known for his 1968 single, Here Comes the Judge, which is often considered to be the earliest hip-hop record. 1968. This is a black man from Durham, North Carolina. He's not Jamaican. He's not Puerto Rican. He's not Haitian. He's not any of those things. This is a black man from Durham, North Carolina. He is known for his 1968 single, Here Comes the Judge, which is often considered to be the earliest hip-hop record. This is on record. Pig Meat Markham. Look him up. It's right on YouTube. I can't play it for y'all. I wish I could. But look that up. 1968. So if hip-hop is 50 years old, 1968 is earlier than 50 years old. Way earlier. Again, I ain't 50. I ain't in my 50s, so I ain't qualified to say what was going on in the street. Documentation beats conversation. As my man Clico told me one day. Documentation beats conversation. Then, look up Pig Meat Markham. Then I want to show y'all something else. You have a group by the name of the Jubileers. The Jubileers is this group right here. The Jubileers called Noah the first rap performance. What year was the Jubileers out? Let's look. They were a gospel group, and they made the song Noah in 1946. Their 1946 song Noah is often named as the first recorded instance of rap. Rap. So if I may, I can't play the audio, but I want to show you, the mannerisms and how this man was carrying himself. This is Noah from 1946. This is the Jubileers. What they look like to you? Are they Puerto Rican? Are they Jamaican? They got conks, which is a hairstyle that we used to do, the fry dye laid to the side, as you learned that term in the movie Malcolm X. Do they look like? Watch when bro come out. Watch when he come out. There you go. Watch his mannerisms. Hip hop. Here we go. Rapping. Does he not look like his mannerisms, the way he's moving, like today's current rappers? He don't look like he rapping. Listen to it for yourself when you get the chance. Pause this and look it up when the live is done. The Jubileers is credited as the first rap performance. That predates Pig Meat Markham. I present that to you. That's not Kool Herc. That's not Bambaataa. That's not Grandmaster Flash. Let's go forward. Camille Sadiq, I see you. Appreciate you. Kamal, rather. My bad. Kamal Sadiq, I appreciate you for the donation. Now, can we deal with breakdancing? Now, with breakdancing, on camera, on film, we always see Rocksteady crew, Rocksteady this, Rocksteady that, Rocksteady. They was in the movie Beat Street. Crazy Legs is immortalized as like one of the first breakdancers. Of course, being my age, that's the first breakdancer I saw. First breakdancer I saw. Beat Street, breaking. Ozone was of Latin descent, even though Turbo was the dude. And then they had a white girl in there. So that was straight up Hollywood. Harry Belafonte did the movie called Beat Street. But then now we have breakdancing. Have you seen the movie Beat Street? Tell me, have you seen the movie Beat Street in the chat? Have you seen the movie Beat Street? Do you remember his name was what? Crazy Legs. Do you remember how he ended the battle? So this is why Puerto Ricans say, we was breakdancing. We was breakdancing before y'all. Okay. I present to you the Mills Brothers. If you are familiar with the movie Beat Street, remember the dances that Crazy Legs was doing? Look familiar to me. Oh, what's that? That's the Crazy Legs dance. Hold on, play that again. That's the they're gonna flip. That's the Crazy Legs. That's the Crazy Legs. Where do they look like they at? Does that not look like a plantation? You know, when we was in movies, we had to dance. That's why I don't like them comedy skits. That's why I don't like people acting dumb on camera. It reminds me of this. It reminds me of slapstick. It reminds me of blackface. It reminds me of Step and Fetch It. That's the Crazy Legs, ladies and gentlemen. I had to get this to y'all. I had to show y'all this. Listen. Documentation beats conversation at all times. Documentation beats conversation. So everybody could stake their claim. We was this, we was that. Okay, sound good. Were Jamaicans there? Yes. Were Puerto Ricans there? Yes. But who created it? You have people, look up the Nicholas brothers. I got so many Puerto Rican comrades. As often I'm mistaken for being Puerto Rican or Dominican or something like that. I got so many Jamaican comrades. I do not separate myself from them, although at times, not my brothers in hip hop, but those Jamaican people and Puerto Rican people have separated themselves from me. They let me know that they were Puerto Rican. They let me know they were Jamaican. They let me know, proud as they should be. But, thank you from Denmark, thank you. But, if we say we're Black American and we created something, why is it that everybody comes and says, we did too. We were there too. Now, why is during film, of course, it's going to be credited as Herc, who was in Beat Street as well, Bambaataa, who was in Beat Street as well, Flash, who's a part of one of the greatest groups of all time, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. When we say we created something, everybody wants stakes in it. But if we say, hey, we created ignorance, we created stupidity, yeah, y'all did. We created laziness, y'all did. So if we're all black, if we're brown, how come times they get to separate themselves from us? But when we want to separate ourselves from them with our creations, they say, no, we all one and the same. This is a stupid argument. Why is it a stupid argument when the facts are the facts? I know some dope. My first DJ teacher is Puerto Rican, but I'm not from the beginning of the culture. I probably would be, damn, what generation? I don't even know what generation I would be. We're seeing this a lot. Everything that we created as black people has been emulated around the world. Around the world has been emulated. In our culture of media, I'm a black man. And believe it or not, a lot of people you love, even in media in this space, they're not even black Americans. I might be the only one, honestly. The ones that are millionaires, it's up there, got the 7 million subscribers and the 6 million subscribers. They're not black Americans. They're not black. Some of them have darker than me. Look up their descent. They have a flag behind them. They're proud to be where they're from. I have my flag behind me, Doggie Diamonds TV. But I'm from here. My family is from here. My lineage is from here. I can trace my lineage about 4 generations back. I was able to find and obtain pictures of my grandmother's grandmother. I'm not against nobody. I don't want to be divisive. I don't want it to be like, oh, it's us against them. I'm not doing that. I love hip hop. Hip hop contributions has come from many different people. Pete Rock being one of my favorites. But you have KRS-One making an erroneous statement, who, depending on the day of the week, he says something different. Honestly, we're going to be honest, but that's the teacher. So when somebody calls themselves the teacher, you automatically think when they speak, because hip-hop, so you automatically think he's a teacher because that's what he called himself, self-proclaimed teacher. So automatically when he talks, you think you're being taught because that's why he is called the teacher. Automatically, you're front and center. The teacher is talking. The teacher's not always correct. The teacher could be corrected. The teacher was once a student, and when you was a student, who was your teacher? And where did you learn from? Because you can make songs like the South Bronx. You can make all the records you want, KRS-One, but you from Brooklyn. You from Brooklyn. You ain't from the Bronx. You from Brooklyn. So how do you know what was going on in the Bronx? Somebody had to tell you. Now, when everybody tells a story, people like to embellish. People like to include themselves in the story. When me and my brother Tajo talking, we talk about dudes who get out of prison. No dude in prison was a victim. No dude in prison ever took no rump, never got his rump taken. He ran the phone. Nobody's going to tell the truth. They're always going to put themselves in the story where they were the victor. Always. So if you're from Brooklyn, when did you get to the Bronx? Who influenced you to be in the Bronx? You're from Brooklyn. And hip hop started in the Bronx, right? Although I want y'all to look up this documentary called The Founding Fathers. Might change your mind. But guess who the Founding Fathers wasn't? They were never Puerto Rican or Jamaican. Were they there? Yes. But the creation I just showed you, the earliest forms of hip hop that we knew come from Black American men. And of course, the women were there too. Now, how do you combat this conversation? You show us the earliest forms in Jamaica, Buster. You show us the earliest forms in Puerto Rico, Fat Joe, of Puerto Rican men and women rapping. Because I don't want to hear this. I'm Afro. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to hear it because when it's convenient, you're gonna speak Spanish. You're gonna separate yourself. You're gonna separate yourself, as y'all always do, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to be proud of your heritage, where you come from. But when it's convenient, y'all like to separate yourself. But when it comes to the greatness, oh, I'm a part of this too, and that right there is a problem. That's why we're here today. You have Charlie Chase, who went on record to say, Black people started this. You have even Crazy Legs saying, Black people started this. But then everybody's retracting because the 50-year hip-hop bags start getting passed out. And everybody like, me too. We was there too. The question is not whether you was there or not. The question is who created it. Who created it? You see Buster. You see that video of him? Any other time, he's one of us. You don't even know he's Jamaican. As soon as he get around them, rice and peas and stewed peas and chicken, and you get around your people and your dialect change. Because if that's how you talk, that's how you talk. So how do you cosplay a Black American when it's convenient? And then when you get around West Indian people, rice and peas and stewed chicken and jerk chicken. Everybody I know that's West Indian, they talk like that all the time. They can't turn it off and on. That's just who they are. All the cosplaying, all the bullshitting, enough is enough. Enough is enough, okay? Busta Rhymes, great act. I'm more into the music than I am the person. No Diddy. Fat Joe, incredible records, incredible song, incredible career. I'm more into the music than I am the person. No Diddy. But again, in order to make your argument, let's stop going off film too, because film does not mean in the 80s, because hip hop predates the 80s, as I just showed you. It's in the 40s. We still had to drink from a different water fountain. Was y'all there drinking off a different water fountain? Was y'all there drinking off a different water fountain? Was y'all on the back of the bus? I'm just saying. Just saying. This is a country that Black American men and women built. It's a country that we went through hell. To this day, we go through hell. Only people that everybody hates, but everybody loves to emulate our creations, everything we do, but they don't like us. We get called names, we get called everything. Enough is enough of the bullshit. So, when we're talking about the creation, if you could dispel what I just showed and others have showed, I never could research. Respectfully, we wasn't listening to Hector Lavoe. We wasn't. Bob Marley was reggae. He wasn't rapping. Peter Tosh was reggae. They wasn't rapping. So, until these individuals can show, hold on, I think something is wilding real quick. Let me just restart real quick. Until these individuals can show in their culture, till these individuals can show in their culture that they had people prior to what I just showed doing this thing called hip hop and rap. I just seen a comment. Love black people. Thank you for your donation, by the way. Respectfully, if Busta is black and born in Brooklyn, how is he not a black American? How is he cosplaying? So let me educate you really quick. Black Americans are descendants of black Americans. You cannot be a black American and say you're Jamaican. You can't be a black American and say I'm Cuban, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, I am Haitian. That's not what a black American. That is a Haitian American. That is a Dominican American. Black American has a lot to do with lineage opposed to complexion. It's your lineage. Where does your lineage come from? That's the difference between a black American and other people. It's your lineage. So you cannot have lineage to another continent, lineage to somewhere else. Because if that's the case, if he wasn't cosplaying, why does he separate himself from black Americans? Why did he say black Americans don't have a culture? So he's saying he don't have a culture? Again, rewind what I said earlier. Where does the nation of gods and earths come from? It derives from the Nation of Islam, where the father, formerly known as Clarence 13X, Father Allah, started his organization called the Five Percenters, where he went out in the street and taught the children and taught the youth and started his own organization. Busta Rhymes is a part of the Nation of Gods and Earths. So at first they had the Nation of Gods and Earths. At first they still had the names of the guys, the brothers that was in the temple. So people couldn't differentiate because at one point the lessons, the lost and found Muslim lessons were sacred. But the father felt like the people should have that. This is what the people should know. This is going to wake up people. So they had the lessons, and he was going out in the street and teaching people the lessons. But they were having Muslim names. So he said, well, we got to change our names to differentiate ourselves from them. Plus, we don't believe in some of the ideologies they have. That's for God to speak on. I'm just talking about what I learned and what I know. So that's when they took on the names that was coming out of the alphabet in the supreme mathematics. So this is where you get supreme from. This is where you get polite from. This is where you get those names from. Because at first, his name was Clarence 13X. That's a Muslim name from the temple. So when he changed his name, he became Father Allah. Love black people. Thank you for your contribution. So, with that, I'm going to bid y'all good afternoon. Share this video. Like this video. It's important Again, documentation beat conversation. But I'm going to bring on some Puerto Rican brothers. I'm going to bring on some Jamaican brothers, if I may. I reached out to Lord Jamal. I want to speak to him. I have no issues with any other denomination of black people. Again, to me, I don't separate. I don't. But that don't mean they don't separate themselves from me when it's convenient. It's just the truth. So any Latino brothers out there that want to stake your claim in this hip-hop thing, holla at me. You know how to find me. You know how to reach me. I'm not looking for you. I'm not jumping through hoops to get you on my platform. We're not doing that. Reach out to me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. You must be credible. I will vet you. You're not going to just be there just talking and how you feel. You're going to have to show me, document facts of what you're talking about. You're going to be vetted. You're not going to, I don't care. Emotion means nothing to me. Emotion means nothing because we all could be emotional. We see people every day with all the emotions and all the antics and they look right. And then when you just uncover what they're saying, you be like, this nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about. That's why I like to show y'all proof. That's why I like to go to sources so you could look it up for yourself. And then you could go in other places. Polite is not off of Malachi York Branch. That's not the original spelling of polite. And polite is a God body name. That's not how you spell polite. That's not how the God body spell polite. We're not going to give that to Dr. York, or we're not going to give it to that polite dude. Polite does not derive from nothing Nuwapian. It is from the gods. Let's get that straight. If anything, he tainted the name. So, with that, any Jamaican brothers, you want to come on. Again, Doggie Diamonds does not differentiate from any of you. I have no malice, no hatred. I shouldn't even have to get no disclaimer because y'all know where my heart lies. And another thing I want to say before I go.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
But I want to say this also. I try my best. And if y'all are pleased with what I do, I try to preserve culture on my channel. Since you see me from the beginning, I've tried to preserve culture, not only hip-hop culture, Black American culture and Black people culture. That's what I do here. I've been doing it since you saw me, doing it to this day. Culture. A lot of people don't care about the culture. They just care about the money. Some would say they had it right. Get your money. Nobody care about the culture. Look, they say we don't even have a culture. So this is why I do shows like this. So for all the people saying this topic is stupid, how is this topic stupid and it's been done to death and y'all still debating this? Y'all still debating Etherverse Takeover 30 years later. Y'all still debating Tupac and Biggie. So who is anybody to say when something has been talked about too much and debated too much? Look what y'all still debating. Right now, if I put a post in the YouTube community, Ether Takeover, I would get more engagement on any video. Y'all still debating that. Well, get the hell out of here. Nothing dealing with our culture is played out or stupid to talk about. Because I guess I'm supposed to sit here and talk about who's a rat, who's a snitch, who kept it real, who spent the block. We talking about culture. We talking about our way of life has become, everything has become hip hop. And if we're going to talk about culture, when somebody say we don't have culture, what is that? Thank you, Arthur. So that's why I wanted to show y'all that. That's why that was very, very important. To my Jamaican brothers, sisters, children, salute to you. Big up yourself, I guess y'all would say, right? To all my Puerto Rican brothers, sisters, salute to y'all. I'm not here to be divisive. I'm not here to do any of that. I just want to show you why many Black American men and women feel how they feel. That's what I wanted to show you. And again, I want to close with this. Being that I am not in my 50s, I'm not 50 years old. If hip hop started at 50, it would predate me. So I can't go back and speak on Coke, La Rock, and I can't do that. I could just show you what I studied. And that what I showed you predates them. But it wasn't Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans from my studies. If you have other study, again, and I'm gonna give y'all a ringer thing, right? For all my Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans who want to stake your claim, and anybody else, you better show somebody. You better show somebody that was doing that in them 1930s. Y'all better dig deep. You better have some Taino Indians or some Arawak Native Americans doing that, because that's going to be hard to beat. The Jubileers, Pigmeat Markham. And that's all I came up with really quick. It's more. The Mills Brothers, breakdancing. Look it up. So with that, shout out to everybody. And people, don't use this to be divisive. Don't be angry. Let's not shun anybody. At the end of the day, when the man busts in the room, he ain't gonna say, "Hey, who's Puerto Rican? Cause you good. Who's Jamaican? Cause you good." They gonna kick all our ass. All they gotta see is a complexion, and you getting your ass kicked. That's just a fact. So with that, until next time.